Saturday,
Happy
guys.
Saturday,
Good
guys.
morning.
Good morning. We see right now, Real Jingy's here with us. Hey, Real Jingy.
Good morning, Real Jingy.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Hope you guys have all had a great week. Hopefully you're waking up to pretty nice weather, maybe a little sunshine. That's always nice. But even if you're not,
It's the end of March. No, end of February.
it feels like end of March.
A month ahead. End of February, and yeah, things are getting better here with the weather. The days are getting longer. We hope you started some of your gardening.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good on this side.
Sorry, I thought we had an error on our line. So, yes, we are going to talk about some fun stuff today. We've got, we're really interested again in trying some new vertical gardening ideas. So today is kind of a part 2 from something we talked about on a live a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and in that live, if you haven't seen it yet, we talked about just structures, specific structures, and some plants here and there to grow on those structures to do vertical gardening. And we talked about gardening. Vertical gardening, things growing up, things growing down, things growing out and across surfaces, and then things that could just hang in a pot, and that's still considered a type of vertical gardening. So yeah, so that was fun. We did that. And today we're going to get more plant specific. We're going to call out 6 different plants and their care needs, and then what they grow best on. So it's going to be really fun. We're going to get a little bit more specific today.
So, if you guys could let us know if you're experiencing any issues with the video quality, because we're seeing some stuff on our end, and we want to make it a little better for you. So
I want to make sure we're coming at you with some good stuff, some good live feeds here. So, yeah, looks okay. So far, let us know in the chat. But we'll just keep rolling here.
Yeah, we'll keep rolling for now. And okay, so we love starting with audience questions because we just love being able to interact with you guys, and it's even more awesome if you're actually on live with us. So let us know if any of your questions come up that we're going to cover. Yep. But we've got a range of questions today, some really awesome questions this past week.
Yep, so if you're ready, we've got our coffee and our tea. Hopefully you've got yours too.
I'm going to take a sip right now.
I need some. Okay. So we got some questions from this last week.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, is that, sometimes I can't read Sean's handwriting.
So that's SJ.
SJ, okay.
SJ.
So here's our question. I wonder if, they ask, as a mint, will hummingbird mint, we're talking about agastache, will it be invasive?
Yeah, and it's a great question, and yeah, it's a type. It's in the mint family, but this specific genus and species aren't invasive. They're not considered invasive. They have no invasive characteristics. It's just a beautiful, wonderful smelling plant with gorgeous blooms that attract hummingbirds. And so, so no worries there. Great question though, because it is called out in its common name as a mint, and it is in the mint family. And
if you're not familiar with agastache or hummingbird mint, it's also called Texas hummingbird mint. It has 1,000 names. It is an amazing pollinator attractor, and it smells so good. So check it out. We've got a video that we did a plant chat on it earlier this summer, and it's good stuff, you guys. Yep. So good. Let us know if you already growing it in your garden as well.
Yeah.
There's more to the question. So not only is it invasive, they're wondering, they're going to be trying it this summer, which is super cool. And they're wondering if it would be able to be grown in zone 10.
The answer is yes, and we did a little research. We made sure it grows in zones 5 through 9, and that's how it's sold. So yeah, so it's a perennial. It's a beautiful plant. Yep, large, good range to grow in.
Yeah.
So.
We bought ours as plants last year. They were immature plants, but they're growing and doing well. And so we actually did a little research online to see if you could find it in a seed form anywhere. So some of our favorite places didn't sell it, like Eden Brothers, Botanical Interests.
Yeah. Well, and so too, we need to call out too. It does grow in zones 5 and 9, but SJ grows is in zone 10, so it's a little out of that range. So to answer that question, it's going to be a little out of that range. It's on the higher end. Just past it. Try it. See if it works. You never know. I mean, you might have a specific microclimate that it'll do great in. So give it a try.
I know. I mean, to piggyback off that, we try things all the time here in our garden that are not zoned for zone 8. And they're only zoned down to zone 9, and we have things living over year after year that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we push the envelope
We do.
a little bit, and so you should too, because that's part of gardening. It makes it exciting.
oh, Real Genie says, and cheers to you too. He's having a problem with agastache. Nothing seems to be growing green and new, and I have no idea how much and how often to water them for real growth. So great question.
Yeah, really good question, Real Genie. Yeah, so for your agastache, it likes things a little bit on the drier side, but once you get it established, you have to get it established first. So it needs like regular, consistent watering. So basically, you don't want to let the soil get too dry. You want to let it get a little dry, but not too dry. And I know that's really subjective, but that's kind of the best description we can give you. You don't want it like super wet all the time. It can't grow in swampy conditions. It'll die, it'll suffocate. Yeah, give it consistent watering twice, maybe a week, depending on how much sun you have and how hot it is. If you see some stress on the plant, and so make sure to bring it inside or bring it into shade to get that stress, that heat stress off of it. You'll lessen the stress level, and the plant will be able to recover easier. So something to think about.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
So,
let us know if you have any specifics, or maybe email us a couple pictures.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe we could take a look and see what's going on.
We hope it gets better.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a great plant. I'm sure you agree. Like
awesome.
it just smells amazing, and it attracts so many pollinators. And
oh yeah.
yeah, it's our favorite combo of kind of a more drought tolerant plant that attracts pollinators, has beautiful flowers. It's good.
Yeah. So great question.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Where are we? Let's see.
So down to
We're gonna say this wrong, and we apologize way in advance.
Egil. There was a last name, but we didn't feel comfortable saying it because we don't want to really say it.
We don't want to. Yeah.
But Egil, we'll go with Egil. How long? This was for the daffodils.
Daffodil care.
Daffodil care video. How long will they bloom in my home, or inside? And that's a great question. Daffodils in general will bloom for up to 2 weeks and even longer, but the longer they go, it depends on the cultivar you have. And it also depends on, is it getting enough sunlight? Is it getting enough water? Is it in the right soil? All these things come into how long it'll bloom. Is it under any stress? If it's under stress, it'll bloom maybe a little bit less, less time. But if it's under the right conditions, at least 2 weeks, those blooms are beautiful and they last quite a long time. There's cultivars that actually bloom into, up to like 5 or 6 weeks. It just depends on which one you get. And so you just might have to do a little bit of research, but definitely 2 weeks at least. So great question.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, next question came from Instagram actually, and we wanted to make sure we address this because this could be a question that everybody might have. I actually have the same. I have the same concern. So this is from LC Kayak 63 from Instagram. How to space supertunias so they don't look so sparse for part of the summer? Her question specifically was the growing instructions. Now, supertunias are a product from Proven Winners. They have amazing. They take petunias and just like.
They just
beefed
grow.
them up.
Yeah, they spread.
They're so cool.
They're vigorous. They have nice big blooms and leaves, and they're just a whole different kind of petunia.
Yeah, they're just like beefy. So and they come in amazing amount of different colors. So the question was, their spacing instructions call for 18 inches apart, and that just seems so sparse. If you don't want to wait for things to fill. I mean, it takes months for things to fill in.
We're
so
gardeners.
we want it
now.
So this is a problem I have all the time, and it drives Sean crazy because I'm like, I want things beautiful right away. So I think can she get away with spacing closer?
Totally. Yeah. So usually they call those out for, and Allison knows this too. Usually they call out those spacings because of how big the plant is going to get at its mature level, at its mature size. So we always want to give plants enough space to grow. We want to give them all that growth and all that space so they can fill out, have enough sunlight, enough soil, get enough water, and not have to compete for all those things. Well, in this case, if you don't want to wait for them to fill in a certain area, plant them a little bit closer. So instead of 18 inches like the tag calls for, and even the people that grow the supertunias, they'll tell you, no, do it at 18 inches, do it at 18 inches. If you want to have them grow together closer, sooner, back maybe 12
I
or
was
14
thinking that.
inches.
That's
yeah,
what we did.
Yeah,
We've done
take
about
it down.
12.
And so
Yeah.
they'll grow together faster, sooner. But one thing you're going to do is you're going to create competition between those plants. When you put them closer, they're going to be in competition faster for sunlight, for soil, for water and nutrients. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You might get that filling in sooner of the plants, getting closer and filling in and making that space look beautiful and lush faster, but you're also going to create some stress and some competition. So there's a little bit of balance and trade-off on that.
I know, it's such a dilemma, right?
Yeah.
And then I kind of wonder, LC Kayak, if you're happen to be watching, or we'll also email you back on, or DM you on Instagram, but are you planting in a container or in the ground? Because that kind of matters too. I'm telling you, the Super Tunies get big, but it took about a month and a half, 2 months for them to really fill in.
Yeah, and so
And that was in a container.
yeah, totally. Yeah, that was us last year. And so something you can do too, put them closer together. When they start getting closer together, you can prune them. You can cut them back a little bit if you want to, and keep them so they're not totally just inundating and growing over each other. And you can take away that part of stress.
Yeah.
But once you cut on them, you're also going to create a little bit of other stress because you cut on them, you remove plant material, and you're going to tell them to grow in different directions than they would naturally grow. So again, a little bit of a trade-off,
I know.
and yeah, it kind of gets a little dicey here and there, but you'll get that growth together sooner.
Which I think is what they want. So.
Yep.
So, and there's actually a second part to this question about soil amendments and fertilizer. And I thought it was really funny the way it was written, because you're right, a lot of gardeners are kind of like quiet sometimes about what kind of amendments they use,
What
or
do you
fertilizer.
do?
Like,
I can't tell you that.
they want to be organic, but maybe sometimes they're not always organic, or we're
Well-
always organic, we'll tell you that. The product she asked about, we've never actually heard of before.
Yeah.
Black Cow with
Black
a K.
cow, yeah.
And so we were wondering if any of you out there have ever tried this Black Cow product. It's a soil conditioner, is how they advertise it.
Yeah.
It's an odorless cow manure
Yeah. Which is
Like,
interesting in itself.
amendment.
How do they take the
How did
smell
you-
out?
I know.
Mm.
But it seemed to get decent reviews on some of the box store sites. We looked
Excuse
it up really quick on Lowe's and Home Depot, and
Mm-hmm.
but we're curious because maybe that's not a product in our area so much. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
So-
it sounds interesting. It'd be fun to try, but yeah.
We use compost.
Yeah,
We use
we just
Edna's
use-
Best Compost. We use there's a local composting plant in Western Washington,
Mhm.
right?
There's a couple of them, yeah.
Couple.
There's a couple different companies that do it. It's all natural, organic, So, but yeah, it'd be interesting to know how that one works. And
I'd
yeah.
love to hear more about that. So if any of you know of that product, have tried it, or any feedback that you can offer, we'd love to hear from you.
I think it's interesting that they called out that people don't talk about it. It's secret or something
They
like
kinda
that
don't.
because it's a competition thing. It's like, I can't tell you my secret because I don't want you to take my secret of how I do my soil, and I don't want your plants to be as good or even better than mine. I mean,
That's
there is
silly.
some
I
there is
know.
some competition there. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but some gardeners get a little competitive. I mean,
They
it
don't want
happens.
to share their little.
So,
They'll share
yeah,
some
it's
things,
kinda
but not
funny.
everything. We're not that kind of people.
Not at
So
all.
I mean, we'll tell
Not
you
at all.
exactly what we do.
Yep. Yep. We want to help create the beauty together.
Yes, exactly. Because the more beauty, the happier people are.
Hopefully, yeah.
Real Genie, you're right. Our cups are huge. Intravenous, I don't know if that would be a good option because we'd be like, all
Yeah,
day.
we'd be wired all
I
day.
could use a bigger cup maybe sometimes, but
Bigger than that?
maybe.
That's a big one.
Not the Friends, if you've ever watched Friends, they have those giant cups. But
No.
yeah, those aren't quite that big. But that's funny. I know.
We take our caffeine seriously,
We do.
buddy. We do.
Especially, yeah, that's right. So I hope some of these questions are helping some of you. If you have any questions, please drop them in a chat. There's a few of you on here. I know it's
cool.
early. Probably a lot of people aren't maybe
Yeah.
with us yet, but a lot of people usually start joining in. So
9
definitely drop your questions in the chat for us.
Saturday morning.
I know.
Woo-hoo. Cool.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the last Saturday of February, if you can believe
Oh
that.
my gosh.
How did that happen? Okay, next question.
Next question. That was yep. Okay. So Dana Hoover.
Oh, this is a fun one.
This is a fun one. So Dana posted on one of our videos. She says, "Can't wait for your new tool." We have an idea we talked about in that video. She says she's having a little bit of trouble with transplanting her seedlings right now, and she's using toothpicks, which I have tried before. It's hard. It's not easy. It's
like chopsticks.
Yeah,
almost,
miniature chopsticks. It's not easy. And yeah, so especially if you have larger fingers like I do, chopsticks are even harder, let alone toothpicks. We do have working prototypes of our tool.
This is really exciting because we have not, we've talked about it and hinted around at this product, but we are quickly trying to get this to market so we can get this out to some of you.
Yeah, we're working the kinks out. Yeah, it's fun, it's exciting, and so we'll just show you now.
Here's the big reveal.
Should we do the demo now, or should we wait until later to do the demo?
Maybe we'll show it.
We'll show it here. Okay.
Talking about
there we go. Okay. So here's our little tools.
No, they won't be this color. This is just, these are demos.
Yeah, we're gonna have blue, yellow, green.
Yeah, maybe pink.
Maybe white, but we'll see.
I don't know.
And maybe pink. Yeah. So anyway, you can't really see them.
I know it's a little tough. Maybe you can explain them.
Can I get up?
Yeah, maybe.
Here, you direct me. I'm gonna get up. Is that looking good?
So what you're seeing is a double-ended tool, and Sean can explain more.
So one end, and then the second end. This is a definite prototype that we just got printed out, and so basically we're calling this our dibber widgers, and there's nothing out there really like this that we've found yet. On the market, and basically this end, the round end, and here's the other part too. If I can see.
Yeah.
Can you see? Okay. Okay. So these ends right here are to plant seeds. So you make your little hole, and we're gonna indent on these. You see these rings here. These are depths. This is 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, 1/4, 1.5. And depending on how deep you need to plant that seed, you would just dip it down. And so maybe I can bring this over here too. Yeah. So if we've got this soil here, if we're gonna put these seedlings in, if we were gonna put a seed in, we would just take this and punch it down just to that level on this, and that's a 1/4 inch depth of going down below, and you just put your seed in there, and then you can just cover it like that, and that's it. So, but if you had a larger seed, you go deeper, right? So if we wanted to go 3/4 inch, we would just go down, do that, and then so we just go down like that, and then you make your 3/4 inch hole, plop it in, good to go, cover it up. There you go.
So done. Yeah, that end is meant to be a little ruler and what are we calling it? A seed.
Yeah, seed hole maker.
Seed hole maker.
Yeah,
that's
basically
not the right word, but
it's a dibber.
Yeah, a dibber.
It's a miniature dibber, and so
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's the whole business end of that. That's what that does. This end is for transplanting, and we just got this kind of fine-tuned. It's like a little spatula thing. You might see some metal pieces that do something similar to this, but nothing out there on the market right now does these two things in one tool. So that's pretty cool. So what we did was we thought, well, instead of using toothpicks or our fingers or something to do this, to get these seedlings out of here, we'd use this to just go down. It's hard to see, I know, but go down and then pop these up.
Look how close, we had so many seeds. They're such tiny seeds, and obviously 1,000 of them went in each little cell here, so
yeah, and instead of having to pop, turn this over, pop the bottom of this seed pack, and then push these out and then do them individually, you can just come down, pick up individual ones.
That's cool.
Then you can just separate them. You can separate them maybe by hand this way, but then, oops, there goes that one. But let's say we've got this guy right here. You can see he's got his roots here, new leaves and all that. So you take this and you put it down into the soil about as far as you want to go. Then you pivot it to make that little hole right there, and then you would just drop your seedling right down in there and kind of use this to kind of put it down in, and then you bury it.
No more toothpicks, Dana.
No more toothpicks. That's it.
Yeah.
And so see, and that's what I just did. I just kind of I popped this in. I did that to make the hole. Then I put that inside. Then I brought this out, and then I just did that. That's it. That's all there is to it. And this is just a repeatable tool that you can use over and over again to do exactly that. So
yeah, we're pretty excited because we know that'll be useful. This is something that we've wanted when we're out in our greenhouse. Something that we can quickly go to that's not gonna destroy the seedling when we're trying to remove it and replant it.
Totally.
So we hope this is something that you might find useful too. And Dana, this is, again, answer to your question. No more toothpicks.
No more toothpicks.
So,
this is just one little hand. It flips around.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a pen, you can just do this with it. Same exact thing.
Yay,
So-
Dana's on here.
Woohoo! Hey, Dana.
So we're going to hopefully get these out in the next month.
Maybe sooner.
Maybe sooner.
We'll see. We haven't figured out some other things on it, but it's going to be totally affordable. They're going to last a while because they're made out of ABS plastic, and eventually we're going to make them out of recycled plastic. But
Yeah,
right
I
now-
know. That's our goal is to,
Yep.
we have a couple other products in the works, and our goal is always to use recycled plastic, like bottle caps and stuff.
Yep.
So we want to be as sustainable and reusable
Yep.
with our products as we can.
Yep. We don't have the facilities yet to do the recycled plastics piece yet, but we're going to work on that. So hopefully that'll be helpful. And if you want us to just show that again real quick, let us know in the chat, and we can do that again.
Yeah.
So, but we want to kind of move.
Yeah, I know.
On
Some
a
people are
little bit,
probably
but we're
like,
super
"Okay."
excited. The Dibber Widger. Woohoo!
So, okay, so, sorry, we get a little excited. Last question. All right, so back to a YouTube audience question.
YouTube audience.
This is more of a comment, and this made us excited because we love tropical plants. So Abraham Champagne, very cool name.
Love that last name.
I found a windmill palm on QVC, which, how cool is that?
Cool.
It sounds like this, they bought it last year, and it was zoned, let's see,
They say zone,
they're in zone 6.
and they saw it on QVC because they're up in Canada,
Right.
and it was zoned. It said it went down to zone 5, which is that can be kind of a hardcore zone.
Yeah.
It can get pretty cold. So because of Abraham's comment, it sounds like he lives up in Canada.
Canada,
So
right.
harsher climate than ours, for sure. But they they bought one. They bought a windmill palm from QVC.
I know, that's so cool.
They planted it, and they're gonna see how it did over this winter. So super cool.
I know, and Abraham, we would love to know how it did, because windmill palms, like we were talking, that really prompted a lot of discussion for us, because we've
yeah.
always wanted to add windmill
Oh,
palms
we
to
love
our property here in
palms
Zone
in
8.
general, yeah.
Because windmill palms are so versatile, right? I
Yes.
mean, they can live in so many different zones.
Yeah, we've seen them here in our area, in the Tacoma, Seattle area.
Yeah.
We're inland. If you've never been here, we're about 2 hours inland from the coast, from the actual Pacific Ocean. These will grow out by the ocean, inland in our area, in the Pacific Northwest and the Puget Sound area. They'll grow all basically up and down the West Coast, Oregon, California. I think we've even seen them. Have we seen them east of the mountains? I don't know if we've seen them east of the
remember.
mountains. But they just have such a range.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, and they're palms. They're big, huge palms. They look like they call them windmills because they move in them.
I know, and I love the sound they make.
Yeah, they move in the wind.
So, like, soothing.
So, but yeah, so really cool.
Yeah, we would just let us
super
know
cool.
if you're watching how it did over
Yeah.
or how it will be doing at the end of this winter, and what its health looks like in the spring and summer.
And we wanted to mention too. We're saying it's versatile. It's this, is that. Palms in general, you don't know it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We didn't know this until maybe a couple years ago. Palms in general, they're so versatile. They can grow in so many non-tropical areas, like ours. I mean, our area is completely non-tropical, and palms do really well here. And so, saying that, we wanted to actually show you. We were given this book a little while ago, and it's called Essential Guide to Palms, Bet Rocks, Essential Guide to Palms. And it's an awesome book. It goes through and talks about different palm trees, and it actually shows you up in here. It shows you, the pictures of the palms, but it also gives you an idea of how hardy they can be. So 10 degrees, it's hardy down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 12.2 Celsius. Can you think of a palm tree that'll grow under those cold conditions?
I mean, you think palms, you think like tropical, warm, subtropical climates, and not like Canada.
Yeah, right?
So how cool that they're so versatile.
Yeah, so just wanted to mention this book.
Yeah,
Super
we
awesome.
totally forgot about this book a couple weeks ago when we talked about tropical plants, because this is a pretty cool book. It's a nice reference guide.
Yep. So maybe we'll put this in as the link down below
I
if
don't
people
know.
want to check it out.
We'll have to see if we can find that, because that was given to us. I don't know if that's available on Amazon.
It's got a nice.
So we'll look for it and link it.
We'll try and link it. Get that in. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So that's kind of it for questions, and I love the chats going on. Dana, like I just mentioned, asked if we're going to be doing elephant ears, and we said yes. We really want to plant elephant ears.
Totally.
We've never had them in our garden, so that's going to be a new one for us. But we still need to order them before they all get sold out. So we'll be getting on that soon. And I love your next comment. I just caught this. And thank you for the compliment. She enjoys watching us together.
Oh, cool.
And
thank you, Dana.
She asked, do you ever get on each other's nerves?
Yes.
As we answer in unison. You know, it would be weird if we didn't, right?
Yeah.
That'd be too perfect all the time.
Yeah. No, you know, we're normal people. You know, we definitely have creative differences.
We do. We have,
and we work on coming together on all that stuff, and you know, it's fine.
I love that question because
Yeah.
we had a question similar to that a couple weeks, or maybe it was last week, and we had someone recently call us wholesome on YouTube, and we were like,
that was nice.
"That's nice. I've never thought of us that way."
Yeah,
but
me either.
you know, we just are ourselves, and that's, I mean, we just, and some of you know our backstory, but we both left our careers. I was a teacher for almost 15 years. Sean worked in the school district.
Yeah.
Managing projects and landscape stuff.
Couple
different
jobs,
things. And we were just so unhappy, and we left our jobs, and we knew we wanted to work together and combine our skills and our strengths.
Yeah.
So we've like never looked back.
Yeah, really. Yeah, we're just pushing forward with all sorts of stuff. I mean, obviously, with the in our little
Widger thing, we don't know what to name it yet. That's
maybe,
TBD.
Yeah, maybe you guys can help us with the name.
I know. I bet Real Genie has some good ideas for that. If you come up with a name for this product, let us know.
Yeah.
I know, that's fun.
And we got to keep it, just to put it out there, put some parameters to it. Let's keep it PG. So, we're all adults, but let's keep it PG. So, but yeah, really cool. Great question, Dana. Yeah.
It always makes me laugh, because yeah, we totally do.
Yeah.
And you guys know, we just wrote a book last year. We spent all of COVID year writing a book that we had already been contracted to write. So that was an amazing opportunity.
And experience.
I mean,
wow.
Imagine, writing is hard anyway. I mean, it comes easily to some people, but I mean, I've always been okay with writing.
She's a great writer.
But collaborating and learning to write and create this huge project with another person, that was a big learning experience for both of us.
It really was.
So that really tested our limits, but it made us stronger, we feel like. So.
Oh, totally. Yeah, definitely made us stronger. Yeah, it's when you take
tough.
on. Yeah, it was. You know, when you take on any project, even like a house project or a yard project, if you got a garden project and you're working with your spouse or your partner or even just friend on these things, you're gonna have differences of opinion and ideas, and you know, it's not easy, but it's fun too, because you learn a lot from each other, and you also grow with all those new ideas, and what comes out of that from that partnership is amazing. It really is.
I know.
It is.
So enough about us.
Yeah, enough about us.
Good morning to Jay Harrison, who just joined us and said they've been in the garden all morning.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
hey,
what?
Jay.
I'm so jealous.
Good job.
So
Woo-hoo.
good for you.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what you've been up to in your garden and where you live. What zone are you in?
Totally.
So that's always fun to learn about.
Cool.
We should move on.
Moving on.
So questions, thank you. Those are
Pleasure.
amazing. Please keep them coming, because it really drives us to do better.
Yeah.
And to we just love interacting with you guys. So.
And our content too. Yeah, it really drives our content, and it drives us to do better for you guys.
Oh, totally.
So.
And I mean, we're getting like video, YouTube ideas from you guys. So this has been amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I love everybody's talking in the chat about what zone they're in. So
Oh, cool.
Jay Harrison's in Florida, zone 9.
Ooh, wow.
Super cool.
Nice.
Dana's in Pennsylvania, zone 5B.
PA 5B.
And we're in zone 8B.
8B.
Here in Tacoma, Washington. So
Yeah,
lots of different zones.
Yeah, and different areas of the country.
I know, it's
It's
so fun to learn about different gardening styles and things around the U.S. You know, and Canada.
I think Real Genie's in California.
Yeah, I believe that's, I don't,
So.
he didn't say what
Oh,
zone. Okay. He's coming up with names.
Oh, cool.
Okay, we're gonna read that one in just a minute. Okay, so we are moving on to vertical plants, because we were saying, we're kind of obsessed with vertical gardening this year. We've always had trellises, and we've always grown some things, you know, and kind of experimented, but we're really stepping up the game this year. We're going to be building a lot of structures just for plants.
We just got a shipment from Michigan, U.S.-based Michigan company.
Yes.
Family owned, called Garai, and they basically make they make a couple different kinds of vertical gardens.
They're on Amazon. They have a storefront.
I don't remember how you spell that, but it's
Garrai.
Yeah.
Garrai, and it's an Irish word for small garden.
For garden.
For garden, yeah.
Cool, yeah.
So really nice husband and wife team that sent us a couple products to try out. So we're going to be filming those probably coming up this week.
Yeah.
We need to unbox them.
Yep.
We haven't done that yet.
And we need to build them, and then we need to place them. We think we know where they're going to go, but you don't really know until you get something, you put it together, and then you start placing it around, seeing where it works best. So.
We've got a couple ideas, so we're excited to show you these products though, and kind of demo them for you so you can see if this is something you're interested in.
Yeah. Definitely.
But other than that, we're looking at building obelisks. We're building another trellis.
Another arbor.
Arbor.
Yeah.
Not a trellis,
well,
arbor.
And another trellis.
We're building a couple trellises. So let's get to it, you guys. We've got some cool...
Vertical gardening.
We're talking about the plants that you can grow on these structures.
Yep. Just not the structures, but the plants and where they grow best. And the care needs, because if we're going to talk about the plants, we might as well talk about if you can grow them, how to grow them.
Yeah, you got to know where they're going to grow.
So with that...
Yeah, let's get into it. Oh.
You're going to say something?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Creative difference. I was just thinking, we have 3 flowering kind of viney type plants, and we have 3 vegetables.
Yep, so up there on the screen, guys, you can see, and we checkmarked the 3 we're going to really talk about and dig into today. But there's other plants on there as really good plant ideas for vertical gardens. So we thought we'd do flowers, and then we thought we'd also do some crops, because why not? I mean, not only flowers can grow on the trellises, but different types of crops can grow on there too, and it's fun to think about.
It is really fun. And we've always grown pole beans that way, but we're excited to maybe experiment with squashes or cucumbers or something different.
Hops.
I know, we've always wanted to grow
hops. Hops would be fun. So okay, so there's our list. Let's get into our first plant.
And there's so many, you guys. Like that is, as most of you probably know, there are like way more like viney type of plants.
Oh yeah.
Those are just,
so first off, we've got sweet peas, and we put the Latin name right underneath there, Lathyrus odoratus. Yep. Everybody says they're Latin differently, so but it's fun. So so sweet peas. You know, everybody's pretty much heard of sweet peas. If you haven't, they're a beautiful plant. We grow them here as annuals, and this is the annual species right here on the screen. But there is a perennial species, and so that is available through different retailers. But this is a beautiful plant because it just has this vibrancy of flower color, and it comes in a lot of different colors too. Sometimes if you see it, if it's naturalized like it has out here, you'll see these actually bloom with all these different colors, not just one color. And so it's really pretty to see it on a hillside out here in the summertime and just in full bloom with all that color.
Oh, I'm so excited. I actually want Sean to build the one on the left there, the larger photo. It's kind of we were trying to see what that was. It's some kind of like a bamboo
reed type of
something that they've curved, obviously, and twine, tied. So we're growing a lot of sweet peas right now, and we'll need a structure. So,
gotta build it.
I know. Doesn't that look fun, you guys? Isn't that beautiful?
So this plant, these sweet peas, they do really great. They do best on on arbors, fences, and even trellises. So I mean, it's a fun plant. It grows up. It's one of those climbers, and so that's cool. It grows best in full sun, fertile, well-draining soil. Needs regular water, but it does bloom from summer into early fall in some cases. So it blooms for quite a long time.
I know, but they don't. Okay. Never mind. I was going to say something else, but
okay.
Beautiful plant.
Yeah, really cool. So then,
so
our next.
Oh, this is cool.
This is really cool. Go ahead.
So these are hops. So it's the female flower that is actually used to produce beer, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Isn't that interesting?
That's cool.
Yeah.
But look at that arbor, like arch. I don't even know what's underneath that structure, but it's so thick with hops. It's so cool. Mm-hmm. So this is something that is grown on the eastern side of our state pretty prolifically. They grow a lot of hops.
Yakima, Tri-Cities. Yeah. That's
a lot of dry kind of
rocky, sandy soil. Yeah. So, but Humulus lupulus.
I love that.
I know.
So, I don't know, we've always kind of dreamed of growing hops here just because they just look cool and they smell really interesting.
Yeah, everybody thinks of hops as, that's production, that's for beer, that's for a specific product. But you can use it as an ornamental too. It looks beautiful right there on that arbor. And even on the smaller picture on the far right, it's growing up over, it looks like a door or a gate. I mean, it's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
It can be a pretty versatile plant.
So, and what I'm thinking is, you don't need a lot of space maybe to grow it, because if you're going vertical, you could just have one kind of structure where it just wraps around and grows up. But you kind of want it to go over something to really get that effect, I think.
Yeah, if that's what you're looking for, yeah, that'd be beautiful. Yeah. So, really cool. So, hops, that's plant number 2.
Yeah, we like that.
Plant number 3.
That's a pretty one.
Black-eyed Susans.
Ooh, we love black-eyed Susan vine, and we grow the yellow flowers. That's kind of the typical one, but they have all kinds of colors that they offer. Botanical Interest has a mix of black-eyed Susan vine that has like pinks and whites and oranges and yellows and kind of this beautiful mix of color.
Yeah, and it's totally viney. You would never think to look at it before it flowers that it's actually a black-eyed Susan vine. Now, it's not a true black-eyed Susan either, though. It is the genus and species is Thunbergia alata, and so it's not a
Rudbeckia.
Yeah, Rudbeckia. Thank you. There's too many plant names. It's not a Rudbeckia, but it still has that black-eyed Susan name because of the flowers. They're beautiful. So yeah, full sun, regular watering, can bloom a long time.
Yeah, ours stayed in bloom quite a while.
Yeah,
And now the picture on the left you see there, that's in our own yard. We have just a little, what do we call that? Kind of a little.
It's a trellis.
Yeah, it's a trellis.
It's a type of trellis. It's like a I don't know, a triangle trellis, we'll say. It basically leans against each other, and we just tied it together and tied it down, and it's great. It works really well.
Worked well.
Yeah.
Now the picture in the direct middle that looks like just this carpet of green. That was, we took that at a botanical garden in Maui last year, and they had this, I mean, look how huge those plants are. I don't even know if that's one plant or multiples, but it was just this amazing wall of black-eyed Susan vine.
Yeah, it's a beautiful plant. The one, you can see the one on the left there, those were seeds that we actually grew ourselves, and that's how big the plant got. Was that about middle of the summer? Yeah, I mean, it just took off. It would loved it out in the front yard, and all those plants. I mean, what, maybe 5, maybe 7 plants total, something like that. I mean, they literally covered that whole trellis in no time at all. So I mean, it was a
fast-growing vine. Yeah,
vigorous grower. So
now, real quick on the right there, somebody grew it on a chair. I thought that was really cute. So it must have a little pot in the middle. You can't really see it, but. Implied, but then it's kind of growing up and over this antique chair.
That's right. Yeah.
That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, it's
so
really
creative.
Cool.
You know, you can grow plants anywhere pretty much, as long as our conditions are being met, right?
No, totally. Yeah, and we're going to take a pause from showing you these plants because we're kind of going rapid fire, but we can take a pause here and ask you: have you grown any plants on arbors, on trellises? Are you planning on doing it this year? If you are, put it in the chat.
Yeah,
we
let
want
us
to
know. Or if you're watching on the replay, let us know in the description or the comments too. Totally. What are some of your favorite plants to grow vertically?
Yeah. Or have you grown some of these that we just presented to you? So yeah,
there's
really
so
cool.
many options. I really want to grow so sweet peas and nasturtiums, which we're not talking about specifically today, but I would love. We always trail them, but it would be fun to kind of experiment with nasturtiums a little bit different.
Oh, it totally will. Yeah.
So it's an option.
Yeah, maybe this year.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we'll see.
Kind of an experimental year.
So
moving on, we've got a couple more plants to show you, and let's see what we have up next.
Oh, cucumbers!
Cucumbers, which we have a good friend over in Spokane who has an amazing cucumber arch.
Oh yes.
So I know that's kind of a cool way to grow and maximize your space. It's kind of make like an arch type structure and have things just growing over them that you wouldn't normally think to grow.
And before going through this and researching these to present to you guys, I never thought of cucumbers actually growing up and then having the actual cucumber fruit to harvest hanging down.
Cool.
I never thought of that. I always thought you just let it trail on the ground and it just does its thing, and that's the way you grow it. But this is really cool.
This is cool because you'd really eliminate a lot of pests and disease on the ground, right? Because you're giving it a little more space, a little more airflow.
Less rotting.
Yeah.
And you get a straighter cucumber too, which makes sense, right? Gravity just pulls it down. It just grows straight down. There's no kinks in it or crooks or anything. So yeah, really cool.
Very cool. Good idea. If you guys have ever grown cucumbers this way, let us know.
Yeah.
That's one we've never tried.
So now,
what do we have next? Another crop. So pole beans, which we always grow vertically. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of that type of of the plant, right? Most people always think to grow those up a trellis or something.
And we've grown these on our side garden that has all this, that gets all this sun in the middle of the day into the evening. And that the picture on the far left there, that's something you see that how they've built that trellis right there on a frame with the with string, basically with twine crisscrossing and like in a netting. They've attached that. That's basically what we have too, and it works great. I mean, once your seedlings, if you start from seed, once your seedlings have grown enough and they reach the bottom part of that netting, all you got to do is just kind of loop them around that or get them started. And once they're on there, then they really take off. They just shoot straight up. They're amazing plants. And so, yeah, I mean, we love growing them.
Yeah, we love pole beans.
Yeah, so.
So super cool. I think that was our last one for plants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully maybe those gave you guys some new ideas as well. I mean, it's always fun just to share ideas, right? I mean, some of these things maybe you've tried before or you hadn't thought to grow. Black-eyed Susan vine on a chair. I mean, who would have thought?
Yeah.
That could be a vertical structure.
I never would have thought of that.
I know,
fun.
that's really cute. I mean, a ladder for that matter could be used.
Oh yeah.
That's always fun to find old antique ladders. I used to grow some things like that in pots though.
Oh.
So that was always cute for trailing things. And Jay Harrison is she's this evening planting hyacinth bean seeds, which we're growing this year.
Wow.
And they're being soaked in the kitchen with nasturtium seeds right now.
Oh, cool. Woohoo,
So
that's exciting.
those are both on our list, and yeah, we need to get on some of our.
I know, we need
to do some more seed sowing. We just realized it's almost March.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
probably getting close to time to start a lot of our seeds.
Yeah, I think our last frost-free date is the end of March.
End of March is the 30th.
That's what the Farmer's Almanac predicts. So, yeah, so we only got a couple weeks.
I know, we kind of need to get on that, but that is super cool. So we're excited to grow hyacinth bean as well. It's it's a gorgeous plant, and the bean pods, those purple bean pods. Oh,
I know.
So beautiful.
Can't wait to see them.
I know. So that's it for plants, right?
Yep.
For our vertical ideas.
Yeah, we hope those were helpful to you, and to think about them. We didn't really talk about growing them on all the specific trellises and arbors and all that, but on the slides they are listed there, so if you want you can go back in the replay and find those and get those, because it's
We kind
really
of got
cool.
ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we kind of did.
We do that.
Yeah.
But there's so many options, right? Really, the sky's the limit. Again, we're going to show you a couple products coming up from the Garai.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a couple interesting ideas and vertical kind of structures. So we're excited to show you those.
Really excited.
So that'll be coming up.
Yeah. Woohoo!
But that's it for that. So moving on, we were going to tell you about a quick project update we have going on here. If you've been following along, we are totally transforming our backyard and adding terraces. But it's kind of a slow going process because we've had some random snow a couple times, and we've really been actually very busy, so we haven't moved as fast on that.
No.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. So yeah.
So yeah, but it's fun to share with you guys, what's happening in our garden too. Yeah, the projects are kind of on hold right now, but what's growing in our yard?
Fun.
This is fun. Yeah. So we've got some seedlings coming up. We've got some different pictures up there on the screen to show you. I think the one in the upper left hand corner. Yeah, that's a sweet pea. And
all of these came from our greenhouse except for the daffodil up top, which those are like coming up so quick. Every time I go out to look, I don't know if you guys do this when you're growing new things, new seedlings or whatnot. You check them like every hour.
Yep.
It's so fun to see how much they've grown and changed.
You want to keep going out and see how much does it grow now? How much does it grow now? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. So I'm totally doing that with the bulbs all over our yard and just kind of measuring their growth. And they're a lot further ahead than they were last year at this time.
Yep.
So it's really fun to see these shooting out of the ground.
It really is. Yeah. And then we've got in the upper right hand corner of the picture there you see on the screen, those are geraniums that we've overwintered, and so they're popping up and they're starting to really grow. Those are the new. That's all that new growth right there at the base of one of them in our pot in our greenhouse.
You're excited to see that.
I know. I can't wait to see how big they get. We've also got cuttings in the lower left hand corner there. That's a geranium cutting right there. It's been kind of a struggle for the cuttings for us over this winter with the weather and
and we had an aphid infestation there, you guys, and that we were pretty sure we brought it in by accident with another pot that we were trying to protect. and it just they ate all of our geranium cuttings, a lot of our hydrangea cuttings, right?
Yeah, they really did.
Attacked.
But this geranium right here is starting to regrow, which we're really excited to see. Hopefully it'll snap out of it and just shoot out, and we'll have a whole new plant like we want from that cutting.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, the middle lower part of the screen, those are mustard seeds. We actually brought some of those
So
in.
many.
Oh gosh. Well, in our little tool,
Thousands
our
of
new
them.
dibber widger will be really helpful in actually transplanting these out because they are packed.
We have so many. I know. I can't
Well,
wait.
and one of us, I'm raising my hand right now. You can't see it. May have overplanted unintentionally. Might have dumped some seeds unintentionally in different spots in the greenhouse.
They're kind of like growing out of the ground right now too.
Well, they're
But
tiny.
They're tiny seeds.
So you don't even know you drop them. But there's also some of these popping up in other seed trays where we didn't want them to grow. So that's
kind of
fun.
everywhere.
So, and then we've got, I think,
That's a radish.
That's a radish, yeah.
Now we just posted this picture on Instagram a couple days ago just to talk about the cotyledons and how the difference between that and the true leaves. So we are going to be talking more about that because that was that's always an interesting thing to talk about, you know, and understand.
Yeah, it's good to understand what you're looking at and what it means when the plant grows those, definitely. So, yeah, cool stuff.
So that's what's growing in your garden, we should ask.
Yeah, what are you guys growing right now? You got any
know.
seeds going? Did you take any cuttings? Are you planning on doing any of that coming up soon? So,
Yeah, let us know in the chat or in the comments down below, and we always love hearing what everybody else is growing.
Totally.
It's always fun.
heck yeah.
So good morning to Sherry, who just popped on.
Oh, morning, Sherry.
A little bit late this morning, no worries.
Hey,
We're
no
all
problem.
moving slow
Oh,
today,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
But I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
And so moving on, we've got we were just gonna kind of recap our week, and we had kind of a hit or miss week a little bit. We got really busy this week,
Yeah,
and
we
then had feeling a little under the weather on Wednesday, so we decided to not film on Wednesday. So that kind of throws our schedule off. But
Yeah.
so sorry we weren't able to get a video out that day.
It's okay, you guys. Yeah, we all have our days,
But
right?
I know.
Yeah. Here's our weekly video roundup. And so you can see there the first day, that was Sunday. We did 327 Winter Garden Cleanup and Corona Unboxing. We got some new stuff from Corona, so we showcased that. The next day was a short, and it was when to know when seedlings are ready to transplant. We went over 3 different ways to look for when to know your seedlings are ready to transplant. And that was basically the first true leaves are popping up, they're fully developed. Roots are growing out of the bottom of your seed tray, and your plants are actually really crowded and they don't have enough room to grow anymore. They're crowding each other out. So that was what that short was about. That was a fun one.
That was a fun one. That was good. And then the next day on Tuesday, we did a check-in on our birch cuttings, and that was an audience directed question. So we thank you for prompting us to look at those, because sometimes we get so busy you forget to come back.
We kind of forgot.
I forgot. But sadly, none of them had rooted yet, and we were really interested in that. So we transferred them all to soil, and we kind of we're giving them a new home. Instead of, originally we were running an experiment, and this time anyway, so check out that video for a little more on that. And let's see, where are we now? So Wednesday, like we mentioned, we did not post. We did a text post. I don't know if all of you or see that, or sometimes I forget to look at those.
Yeah, on YouTube there's that post feature, and we highlighted another video for the day in lieu of filming a video and having that out as a daily. So if you don't know, you can always go check those out. And
So that was, And then the next day we did a question that comes up sometimes: should you deadhead your hellebores? Is it necessary? So we thought that would be helpful because, it's kind of hit or miss depending on what you want to do. So check out that video for more on that. And then yesterday's plant chat. Every Friday we do a plant chat. So we covered a really cool one in our yard. It's called Candy Tuft, Iberis sempervirens, right?
Yeah, that was a fun plant. It's been in the yard for a couple years now, and it grows in both full sun and in partial shade. It's pretty versatile. It's good stuff. So so that's the weekly roundup of our videos.
I really like that Candy Tuft. I'm excited. And we forgot to mention on the video yesterday that we're actually going to propagate that later this summer.
Oh yeah.
So actually earlier summer than later. So that's kind of fun because it would be nice to spread that around. Those
Oh,
white
yeah.
flowers. We have some dark spots in our backyard where it's just, it kind of gets sun, you know, it may be a partial sun, but it's just dark.
Yeah, we have a lot of old fir trees in our
Yeah.
backyard or in the property just behind us. That's kind of a green belt. And so, yeah, there's a lot of shade. They're tall. They're like over 100
Really
feet
tall.
tall. Yeah.
So anytime you can add more light, more white, you know, that's helpful to make things just kind of brighten things up. So definitely want to propagate those.
Definitely.
Yeah, you guys. Couple announcements. So there's a couple things going on here.
What's going on?
OJ Harrison, thank you very much. The Candy Tough video was very helpful.
Oh, cool. Woo.
And they asked, were they grown from seed? And no,
Nope.
actually. And we did find they do sell seed on Eden Brothers. So that was cool because I wasn't sure about that. But we bought, one of the plants was my grandparents. They planted it probably 40 or 50 years ago.
That was the one on the hillside. The second one we showed you with the partial sun and shade. That was the second plant we showcased. The first one we bought and we planted in that planting strip when we developed and constructed that part of the yard.
So that's still kind of growing and not quite its full mature size yet. So we're excited to watch that kind of, you know, grow up.
Oh yeah.
We kind of wonder, the one on the hillside, I would think it should be bigger by now because it has been there so long. So it might be the growing conditions, but it blooms every year on schedule pretty much. It's a beautiful plant.
Yeah, it doesn't show dieback. There's
it's
no nutrient deficiencies or anything with it. Yeah, so it's a beautiful plant.
It really is. And Sherry, let's see, bought a hellebore, it sounds like, this year.
Cool.
Wanted her first hellebore and excited to watch it grow. They are so gorgeous. And it has many tulips and hyacinth in bloom. Sherry, if I remember, you're in zone 9 A or B, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So
South of us.
lots of things in bloom early. So
Oh, yeah.
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
For us anyway.
Yeah.
And this is the first time planting bulbs. So that's also
Oh,
really exciting.
cool.
Oh,
So this is going to be an exciting year
you're
for you.
gonna
Oh my
love
gosh.
seeing all these things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
Right on.
And Jay Harrison, that's cool. Excited to sow the seeds. Did you just recently buy the Candy Tough seeds then?
Oh.
So that is super cool.
Wow.
Keep us posted on
Yeah.
that. So we've never grown that from seed.
Yeah, totally. Let us know. Like in the comments down below, or you can email us to Sean
Yeah,
Allison at spokengarden.com.
Keep us posted.
Yeah,
That's fun.
that'd be cool.
That sounds really cool.
Woo-hoo. Yeah,
So
right
do
on.
we have any announcements?
Kind of nothing new. I mean, besides this thing right here.
And for sorry, I'm typing. So for those of you joining in, we kind of introduced and demoed our upcoming product, and this is just kind of a prototype. So that's what we're talking about, and we'll have more on that coming soon. But it's definitely a seed planting tool / seedling transplanting tool, which does not exist on the market yet.
No, we haven't found it.
We haven't seen
found it
anything
exist
like
yet.
it.
Basically, guys, what it is you hold it in your hands just like holding a pen, right? It's almost the same size. And the first part of it is a dibber, which you might not be familiar with that, but basically it's to make a hole to plant either seeds or to plant plants, like seedlings, if you want to use it that way. But usually it's for, this size is for seeds, to plant seeds. And these are graduated markings by 1/4 inch all the way up. And so you can just go down to that level in the soil for 1/4 inch, make your hole, and then put your seed in, and then you just you're covered up. Then if you have a seedling, what you do is you use the other side, which is a widger. It's called a widger, and you can basically go down. We just showed it previously in the video.
Yeah,
should I show it again?
No, I think that
okay.
I think we're
So basically this is great to use for transplanting seedlings, so you're not really handling them a lot, you're not making a mess. It's more surgical, and it's fun.
Healthier for the little seedlings because they're so brittle, right?
Yeah.
But so that's a really awesome announcement. We're working on getting those out fast, and we have a couple things to kind of perfect, right?
Yes.
Like kind of make sure that they're ready to go, and then we'll get those. We'll let you guys know when those are ready.
Yep, totally.
And then our other huge announcement, and this is cool. Sherry said she just signed up for the Great Grow Along.
Oh, yay!
Which,
Great job, Sherry.
We still feel so humbled and honored to be asked
Oh, yeah.
to speak at this thing. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys should see the list of garden, like, I don't know, personalities is the right name.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Epic Gardening and like Linda Vader and I mean all these like huge garden names that, you know, have been not mentors to us, but just inspirational. A lot of them are they have so much knowledge.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot of different things too. They're coming at things from for vegetables, but urban vegetable gardening, urban ornamental gardening. There's people that are specializing in pollinator gardening, edible landscapes. If you've ever heard of that, it's basically putting together a landscape to have food produced in your landscape but still make it beautiful in your garden. So it's just, there's all these different ways to garden, and there's all these great personalities, garden personalities and people that are going to be coming together for the Great Grow Along to share their knowledge, and we're so lucky to be a part of that.
I can't even. I know you guys, actually, we're filming on Monday coming up, so wish us luck. We're kind of nervous, but we're just kind of getting the rest of our slides together for the presentation. So they're gonna film us early, so that part's ready, and then when we're scheduled to present on March 20th.
Yep, Saturday. First day of spring.
So in those of you that register, you'll eventually, I don't know if they have this already yet, but you'll be getting, like, you get to pick and choose what you want to, sessions you want to attend, and we're really excited to watch other people's sessions. There's some amazing stuff. And we're really excited. So that's a big announcement for us, I believe.
Well, and there's going to be live sessions throughout the whole conference, the online conference, where everybody speaking is going to make themselves available at different times to actually take questions throughout basically blocks of time during the conference. And so we're going to be doing that too, and hopefully we can do each day.
I know, that'd be fun.
It'd be so fun to just kind of hang out and talk with everybody.
This is a big new thing for us, but you can, I believe, tomorrow, the last day of February, which is crazy, is the last day of their deal. I think it's like $5 off per ticket. So
it's like 20.
I think it's $24.95 currently, and then it'll go up to the full price, which is $29.95 starting on Monday. So if you want to get in on that, because it is a whole weekend of learning. We didn't even say it's March 19th through the 21st.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And I believe Friday, because everybody's working, it starts later in the day, and then it's all day Saturday, all day Sunday, I think. So anyway, it looks like a great event.
Oh, we're excited. We're so excited. And we hope you are too. Good job, Sherry.
I know.
Glad you got your tickets. We'll see you there.
I know. But really, that's it, you guguys. We're still waiting on our book. It's April 6th is the due date, or I keep saying due date because teacher brain.
I know what you mean.
Release date. That's the word we're looking for. So April 6th.
Yep. So hopefully we'll get the books sooner. We can have them in our hands. We can show them to you, unbox them, because we haven't even seen the physical book yet.
It sounds like Australia's getting shipments already. Like they're actually receiving the books. I don't know if ours has gone out yet, but some of the earlier books, a whole bunch of authors, all our books got pushed back due to COVID.
Yep. There were logistical
shipping
issues
and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Just transportation issues. So, but so that's it for pretty much our announcements.
Yeah, I believe that's it for today. I think
more questions or anything?
We've had some great interactions, you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on the chat. It's always so much fun talking to you guys and connecting and seeing what everybody's up to. Jay Harrison, good luck with your seed planting, and definitely keep us posted. And then Dana, we're gonna look into those elephant ears. We've got a couple. We really want to get them at Eden Brothers, but we're not. I mean, we don't have to. They've got them a lot of places.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because Eden Brothers, if you're still looking for seeds or bulbs to buy right now, go to Eden Brothers. When you go to checkout to buy your seeds and your bulbs, type in all in caps spoken, and you'll get 15% off your total order. It covers tax and then some, basically. So that's just to you guys, but make sure to use that spoken in the coupon code at checkout.
And we don't get any kickback on that or anything. This is literally just a present to you guys, our audience. They were able to partner with us so we could get that for you.
Yeah, totally.
So they have lots of great seeds, actually. Really good selection.
Good seed
flowers and edibles.
And bulbs.
And bulbs. Yes, they have tons of bulbs. I know.
Yep.
So exciting.
So I guess with that,
I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, you guys. This has been fun.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully you're able to get out and do some more gardening. We're gonna do some as well.
Oh yeah, always something to do out in the yard. So
and have a great week ahead, you guys.
Have a great week, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.